Good Evening Fernwood. My name is Neil. Thank you for joining me on my trip through the entire DVD box set of the satirical cult classic soap opera Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. We're heading into February 3rd's episode, and as always, I'll do a little bit of a recap in case you're joining us. A few different tidbits from the last episode. Grandpa Larkin is still going out with his former counselor, the young Roberta. There's maybe 50 years between them. It's their business, but, it's causing a few eyebrows to raise. Next door to them, the Haggers are on their way out the door. They're about to make their move to Nashville to start Loretta's music career. Of course, she's still pregnant. In the midst of their packing, Tom comes over to find out where Mary is and becomes suspicious that she might be out with another man. Meanwhile, in the actual real world, she has been at the apartment of Sergeant Foley, the handsome officer that has been flirting with her since the very beginning of the series. And the episode ends with an intimate little makeout session for the two of them. That's enough to get you caught up for the last episode. Let's just get started because I have a feeling that a lot of things are going to happen today. We'll see.
Do all policemen do this? Oh, I just remembered something. Do you know what time it is? Do you happen to know the time? Could you call the time for me if you don't have a watch or anything? I could call it. You just tell me where the phone is. I could call and find out.
6:30.
Oh, it's 6:30? Oh my, that's very late. It's just so very late. I just didn't realize that it was that late. I better be going now. I'll see myself out. That's okay.
Do you really have to go?
Yes, absolutely, yes. It's such a nice sweater.
You are the sweetest woman.
I'm really sorry for coming here like this and like I'm not coming through or anything.
That's all right.
I'll make it up to you. I don't know how, but I'll think of something. I'll do something.
It's all right.
Really? You're not mad?
This is the loveliest afternoon I've ever spent.
Really? Like, how would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
12. When you're ready, I'm here.
Is that a come
No, I mean
on? Oh, I didn't think it was.
It's clear to me that Mary really appreciates this attention and is getting something out of it. On the other hand, not only does she have a family, she has her groceries in the hallway.
And don't forget to defrost the butter. Oh, dinner. Haven't even started it.
Mary, is that you? Mary! Mary! Where the hell have you been all afternoon?
Where have I been? I've been out.
I know you've been out. And it's after 6 and dinner isn't ready. And you're standing there like some whooping crane. What's wrong with your leg? Put your foot down. You're standing there with one shoe on and one shoe off.
Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John.
Mary!
What?
Where is the other one?
What are the what? Who?
The other shoe.
Oh. Oh. I must have lost it.
Where did you lose it? Where?
I don't know. It's possible that I stepped in some, so I left it.
I mean, Loretta told me that you went to the market hours ago, and I don't see any groceries, Mary.
No, I don't either.
Where are they?
I lost them.
Are you asking me?
Maybe I ate them.
You were with somebody, weren't you? You were with some guy, weren't you? Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to get even with me? Is that what you're trying to do? Get even with me because of me? Is that right? Is that what you're trying to do?
How does it feel, Tom? Not knowing where I was or what I did.
I'm suffering. Is that what you want? You want me to suffer? Okay, I am suffering.
Oh, Tom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. That was awful. I didn't mean that. Of course, I don't want you to suffer. How does it feel?
I'll tell you how it feels. It feels rotten. I mean, I feel terrible.
Do you feel terrible, Tom? You know how I feel? I'm glad. I'm glad you feel terrible. I'm really glad. Oh, Tom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm not glad. I'm not glad. I'm the opposite of glad. I'm sad. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening with us. And Tom, what happened to your face? It's all. What happened there? That's all red and splotchy.
Yes?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm making dinner.
You're not making dinner, Mary. You're laughing at me. What are you laughing at?
No, you're wrong. I am making dinner and I'm laughing at you.
Well, stop
I'm
it, will you? Well,
sorry.
stop it. I don't like it. Stop it.
Okay, I'll stop it.
You did get even, didn't you? Didn't you?
I didn't say that.
You don't have to say it, Mary. It's written all over your face. I mean, how did you do it? How did it happen? How did it?
What do you mean, how did it happen? You did it.
I mean, you know, it's one thing for a guy to do it. You understand? And it's another thing for a woman to do it. I mean, Mary, you're our mother, for God's sakes. That's cheating.
Tom, I think you're twisting things around again and trying to just make me feel very fucking. Okay, you're right. You're right. I mean, you have every right to. I do feel guilty, Tom. I do. I feel so guilty. I feel so. If ever a person should feel guilty, I should feel guilty, and I do, Tom. I feel guilty. I feel guilty. I feel guilty, Tom. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I feel so guilty. I mean, I can't even stand up. Could you open the can of SpaghettiOs?
Okay, Mary. Okay, all I want you to do is just please tell me what you did.
I didn't do anything.
Well, if you didn't do anything, then why do you feel so guilty?
I told you I didn't do anything.
And explain one thing to me. Who has your shoe?
Tom, it's irrelevant. I promise you, my shoe is safe. It's with my groceries.
Mary.
I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm not finished yet. Mary, come on.
I told you I don't want to talk about it.
Well, you don't have to talk. Here, let me pour that. I have to talk about it. I know you don't, but listen, I've been doing a lot of thinking, you know?
I don't want to think about it.
Well, don't think, just listen, okay?
I don't want to listen to it. I don't feel like listening.
Well, Mary, you're going to have to talk about it because we can't go on like this. We simply cannot go on like this. You know, yesterday Heather started asking a lot of questions about you and me, her parents. Now, she's very upset, Mary, very upset.
Well, we're off. We're on the way. Nashville, here we
We
come.
got the Vega packed up to the gills. We're all gassed up. We're ready to go.
Oh, I forgot. You're leaving this morning. Oh, Loretta, Charlie, I'm going to miss you.
Oh, more than we're gonna miss you, honey. But just remember, no matter how far I go or how high I climb, we're gonna remember you.
Charlie, listen, all the best, huh?
I really appreciate that, Thomas. You've been a good friend. And Mary, you're aces with me.
Well, it's just so nice to
to see the two of you just standing there in your own kitchen. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay. Right, Mary?
Terrific.
Well, I'm just so glad that you two found it in your heart to forgive each other.
Each other.
Hi.
It's like a convention.
Yeah, Loretta and me are hitting the road for Nashville. Here, you're obviously here for some reason. So listen, we'll just don't even see us out to the car. We'll just get.
I hope they know what they're doing.
Now, I forget what I came over so early to tell you. Now, what was it?
Think, Mom.
Oh, yes, Grandpa is missing.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, he didn't come home all last night.
Well, he's probably with Roberta.
What?
Who?
Where?
With Roberta. Roberta Wallachek, the social worker. I mean, he had a date with her here.
A what?
A date?
Here?
Yeah.
In the kitchen?
Well, I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, neither would I. I'd send him to a home and I'd send that girl of his to a house, if you know what I mean.
Grandpa had a date in the kitchen?
Oh, George.
Well, I would, and I'd have that Walkinshaw dame arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a major.
Oh, Mary, Grandpa has to be in court this morning for his probation hearing. And if he doesn't show up, they'll put him in jail.
Now, don't worry about it, Mama. If Grandpa's with that social worker last night, she'll get him to court. What could they do in the kitchen?
It's the damnedest thing. What's a young girl like that
What
fooling
couldn't
around
they
with an
do?
old 80-year-old cootie for? Well, I'm gonna go to work. Come on, Tom.
Yeah, I'll be right there, George. Bye, Mary.
Well, Mary, at least one cloud has a silver lining. I see you've patched things up with Tom. Maybe you'll take your mother's advice more often. Goodbye, dear.
Devil is a sour fox. I'd like to catch him and put him in a box. Lock the door, throw away the key. For all the dirty tricks he's playing on me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
Honey,
Uh-huh.
it's the radiator, all right. I was right. It's cracked. It's as cracked as Crazy Maynard Stumple was the day they came for him with the straitjacket.
Well, you think you can fix it, honey?
And I wish I could tell you I could put it together with some spit and a prayer, but I don't think I can. If we could get some water, though, we could maybe go down a highway a little bit real slow and find us a gas station and get some radiator sealant.
Well, you know, Charlie, it's probably just all for the best.
The best what?
You know, just the best. I mean, we was in such an all-fired hurry and rush to get to Nashville and everything, you know? And this way, we'll just take it easy. You can figure out what's, how to fix the radiator. We'll just have ourselves a little picnic here.
What did you bring?
Just cleaned out the refrigerator. Now, I got us some green cheese here, but I'm just going to scrape it off. It's going to be fine. Let's see, we got a few leftover hot water cornbread, a fried okra, some BBQ.
What have we got here, Mom? It looks like a pretty grown day, and you come help, bastard. Hi, fellas. Charlie Havers is my name. It's my wife, Loretta.
Hi.
You's wrong, Mama. Ain't her, Daddy. Well, I'll be back.
Oh, well, shucks, fellas, listen, that's no harm done.
Hey, listen, either you guys got any sealant? I mean, some radiator sealant, because I got a busted radiator here. Would you have any handy? It doesn't look like there's a gas station for miles.
There ain't. You got your sealant with you, Mom? Good. Left mine at home, bastard. I'd like to introduce my friend here. Merle Honeywell. I do.
Hi.
I'm Vassar Hicks.
Well, it's pleased to meet you.
Same here.
Thank you.
Where you going?
Hey, wait a minute.
Hold it, Daddy.
What is this?
Now just take it easy, Daddy. We're just out for little fun, all.
What?
You let her go.
Stay right there, old buddy.
Do what he says, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie, do what he says.
What do you guys want?
The kid ain't you, Merle. Real cute.
You lay one hand on her.
Relax, Daddy. We'll have more holes in you than go for heaven. Look, we've been out hunting and ain't had no luck till now.
What do you want?
But nothing much, little lady. I wonder what you look like barefoot,
Barefoot?
for a start.
That is utterly horrifying. I'm going to let that rest a little bit because I'm also processing my other emotions. As always, Tom and Mary's relationship is not going well. And I'm not a fan of the tit for tat ideology that I sometimes hear in relationships. You know, you did this wrong, so I get to do this wrong. That doesn't make sense to me at all. It might seem like it would even the scales, but to me, it just seems like it knocks away the foundation of a healthy relationship. Not even a healthy relationship, but a relationship that is struggling. So the tit for tat thing doesn't make sense to me. And it just hurts. It flashes me back to when my parents were getting divorced. And I was 10 at the time. And I don't know the insides and outs of that exchange and that transition. But, you know, here in the show, it feels really real. Grandpa is missing. There's definitely the threat of sexual assault about to happen in this show. And that comes out of nowhere. There's no precedent for that. There's nothing in the show that said that this was coming. This comes out of the blue, and it's really effing me up. I'm going to take some time to process this. Thanks for joining me on my trip through Mary Hartman, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.